All right, hello everybody, and today we're going to be installing a factory Ducati windshield for the Ducati Diavel 1260. This is applicable to all 1260 models. So I ordered the kit off of Pure Ducati. So this is what it came with. It came with both brackets, this little plastic trim piece, all the hardware, and of course the windscreen itself. So I did not see any videos on YouTube on the installation of one of these windshields, so I'm just gonna try to do my best to show you how to install it. So without further ado, what you're gonna wanna do is just remove this factory piece right here. So all it is just kind of pressed in, 3 little prongs. They just come out just like that. You just kind of give it a pull and they come right out. So next what we're gonna do is we're just gonna remove this plate which holds the antenna receiver for the fob. And then we're gonna install these brackets. So there's gonna be one on this side, just like that, and the other one on the other side. And that will allow this part to mount to it. And it looks like it has some mounting points in the back to move the antenna fob. So we're also going to install that onto this piece as well. Now that I've unscrewed everything, these are 5 millimeters, and you just remove those 4. And then these are 2.5 millimeters, and that is what holds this little antenna for the fob on the back. So I've already pulled it a little bit. There's a little bit of play in the harness. You can kind of gently, if you feed your hand kind of in the back here, you can gently kind of coax it out a little bit. So what I did was I already coaxed it out a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the antenna up to the top here, just like so. So now the antenna is on the top here, and that will allow me to easily install it right where that slit is. And like I said, there's a couple holes here in the back to install it. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove these 2 little brackets. The hardware kit actually comes with some coarse threaded little screws here, and they're going to be a T20 Torx bit, and those will thread in very nicely to the back of this plastic. So we're just going to get that antenna installed onto the back of this bracket, and then we'll go from there. So once your antenna is installed, it should look something like this. It definitely takes a little bit of finessing to get these guys in here, but once they're in, they line up perfectly. So I happen to use, I have a little 1/4-inch drive that I can throw little bits on the end like that. I'm sure you could use a screwdriver, or as long as you have a T20 bit. Now that we have the antenna installed on this plate, we're going to start installing these brackets. So I already went ahead and started installing one. When you're installing them, you want to, we're keeping this plate in here, and you want to pop out these 2 grommets. They come out really easily. They're just kind of pressed in there, so you can just take your finger and just poke it out through the back. And when you're tightening this plate down, make sure that you have both the brackets already in there, because if you try to tighten it, you can see I already tried that, and it kind of twisted a little bit, so the other holes weren't lining up. So make sure that these are only, screwed in a little bit. Get your other bracket lined up, screw it in a little bit, and then torque them all down. And then for ease of access, I'm just kind of rotating this up and out of the way. I'm sure you could probably install these brackets first and then try to fight with getting the antenna on. I chose to do it this way, but if you feel the other way works better for you, then go for it. So now we've got our 2 brackets secured, and we got the grommets removed as well. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to gently rotate this back around, and boom, snaps right into place. So you just want to make sure that these holes are going to line up. It's going to require a little bit of finessing that you're going to have to do with 2 hands, and then we'll go from here. All right, so now that we got our bracket on here, everything is lined up nicely. Make sure that it's all lined up. If it's not, you're going to have a heck of a time getting the windshield on, and you could risk cross-threading the screws. So just make sure everything lines up nicely. You might have to readjust the screws on the back side, or bend the brackets slightly, but you want to make sure it lines up with this plate, because this plate is a direct representation of the holes on this. And if it's not dead on, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get these screws to go in. So what I did is, there are 4 grommets that are included with the kit. I installed the grommets on the windshield. So now all that's left to do is take the hardware, which you have one of these bolts right here, and you have a washer. Make sure the washer goes on the end. That feeds through here to your bracket that's on the back side. All right, so I've got the 4 screws in, and all we're gonna do now is kind of just tighten them in a cross pattern. That way I ensure that everything is torqued down nice and evenly. And once you do that, you should be done. And there you are. This is the final look of the windshield or the windscreen on the Ducati Diavel 1260. And one thing to note, when you are torquing these down, you'll notice that they will bottom out eventually. When they bottom out, obviously stop. Make sure they're nice and snug. If you want to put a little bit of blue Loctite on them, go for it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and post them below. I can do my best to try to assist. I'm not a Ducati mechanic by any means, but just a hobbyist and enthusiast. So this is the look from where you would be sitting, obviously. A little bit of a smoke look, nothing crazy on it. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. You can see it's smoked, and then it just kind of goes dark to straight black. So this, you can't see anything behind here, which is cool. And then it's got the smoke look up top. But if you guys like the video, drop a like, and share with your other Ducati Diavel 1260 guys. Hopefully this helps you out with installing the windscreen. And everybody, ride safe.